Codemotion.
Ciao a tutti, mi chiamo Orkun and no parlo italiano. I'm sorry. So I'll do this presentation in English. I'm really happy to be here in Rome, in Codemotion. I think that this is a great event and I want to thank you all because you came here to listen to me. I hope that it will be interesting for you. The session is planned 40 minutes, but as we are in a university, this is like a class. I want to finish earlier, so it won't take more than 30 minutes, and the last part it will be for you, your questions. So, who I am okay, my PowerPoint is not working. It works now. Who I am? This is me when my code compiles without any error. It happens rarely. It doesn't happen so often. I am a left back on my football team and I am a Galatasaray fan. So you can maybe understand that I am from Istanbul and I live in Paris. And I am a developer evangelist for PayPal. I focus on startups and developers. I try to help them to monetize their idea, to try to think with them different payment models, because in general, startup and developers, they try to build some different business models nowadays. And I'm a Tiramisu fan, so because of that, this is one more motivation for me to come here, Codemotion in Rome. And before PayPal, I was during several years, I was web developer. I developed payment site, I developed B2B, B2C sites, and then product gateways. And afterwards, I just discovered that maybe it will be better if I try to help developers, but stop coding, because it does not happen too often, as I said. So, how many of you has PayPal accounts? Okay, first one, second one, third one. There will be some more here afterwards. How many of you has PayPal application on their mobile phones? I'll check it afterwards. How many of you? Oh, catch up. So, just an open and quick question. I think that most of you, if you are here, you know PayPal. How many of you prefers that I skip this slide? Only some of them. Okay, what is PayPal? PayPal is a closed loop system. I don't skip this slide. PayPal is a closed loop system, and it's the easiest and most secure way to pay and to get paid. It's really interesting, these two parts, because as a customer you can use it, but I think that we are more interested in this room now how to get paid, how to put PayPal payment layer on your idea. So the advantage of PayPal, it's a global payment method, and in all countries that PayPal supports, 190 countries, you can link your local payment methods to your PayPal account. So if you are providing a service to all countries, for example, if you are selling, I don't know, some photos, and if your site is universal, a Turkish customer like me can use his local payment methods with PayPal. So it means that anywhere in the world, they can pay you with PayPal with their local funding source. This is the main advantage. And how the closed loop works, when you get paid, the funds will be on your PayPal balance, and then you can either buy some stuff on eBay. How many of you use eBay? Okay, you are. You can spend your money, or maybe sometimes you can transfer your money to your bank account too. You need to save some money too. So I would like to show you a small and quick video about how when I say we, some of the PayPal folks imagine the future of commerce.
In the future, many people will wonder how Adam Johnson survived the zombie apocalypse. It wasn't because he was the brightest. It wasn't because he had the best tools of the trade. And it wasn't because he was the quickest. It's because before the zombie apocalypse, he signed up for PayPal. With PayPal, you can pay for anything, anytime, anywhere.
How many of you like this video? How many of you hate this video? Two. If this one is booked for the one who doesn't like it. So, why I showed this video? I showed this video to explain you, to say to you, it's been 3 years that I work in PayPal. And when I joined PayPal, we haven't got any mobile solution. Right now, when we design a product, we design it for mobile first, then we design it for the web. Just to show you the importance of the mobile, and just to show you that there is no more e-commerce, there is no more mobile commerce, there is no more tablet commerce, there is only commerce. And right now, all these retailers, everyone tries to sell in different multi-channel way. So you, as a developer, when you build stuff, when you code, it will be important that you think about this multi-channel world. When I say multi-channel, like here, right now we are talking about Internet of Things. Everything becomes more connected. So your code has a lot of value for everyone. So think about coding for all platforms, for online, offline, for everything. And our ambition is to support you, to help you in all the platforms for the payment layer of your great ideas. The funny thing, I show you our imagination of future of payments. I would like to show you how all these ones, it started. It started with this one. How many of you recognize it? This is an HTML form. Oof, I put it here. This is an HTML form which creates a buy now button. This HTML form, I think that most of you here can code it in 1 minute, and either me, I can code it in 3 minutes. So it means that in 3 minutes, I can add a buy now button on my website or mobile application or mobile website, and my customer can pay me. So it all started with this HTML form, which still exists. I know it does not look very cool to you maybe, because we are all Ruby on Rails, Java, .NET developers. HTML is too basic for us, but it is simple. It saved a lot of time for many developers. Of course, I won't pass too many times on this one. I will skip on Express Checkout. Express Checkout, this is one of the most used PayPal product because it's based on API calls. And I would like to show the user experience to you. Once you integrate, it works on mobile, on web, on tablet, on all platforms. 3 API calls to make, and you can integrate it with any language that you want. So the user experience, it comes from a local burger house, a small local burger house in France. I think that you won't recognize it maybe, but this small local burger house in France, they have done an application, a mobile application, because they become really, they had a huge reputation. So during the launch time, there is a huge waiting line. So their customers were unhappy because they were waiting a lot. And of course, the businessmen, they were unhappy because they were losing some customers. So they say, okay, we will launch an application that you can choose your food, your very local food. You know, they have so-called Big Macs, some funny names. And you can choose your menu, and then you can order on the application, and you can pay with PayPal. So here there is the first API call. Then they open a web view in the application. So the PayPal user connects with email and password. He can choose his funding source. He clicks to pay, and it generates a QR code and an order ID. So when you enter to the restaurant, there is a very small check-in kiosk. So you scan this QR code to this kiosk, and then you go to a dedicated line to pick up your burger, so-called Big Mac, something like that. So the advantage here, this is not a science fiction. Maybe this is not a very complicated solution, but it solves a real problem, in a daily real problem, and their customers who uses this, they love it because they feel like VIP, because there's a dedicated line, they don't wait, and they get their Big Macs as soon as they enter to the shop. So I hope that there will be some people who are interested with this slide too. There is someone who liked my slide? Ooh, sorry. So I wanted to show you very briefly and very quickly the API calls, because I know that our documentation sometimes can be a little bit confusing. We have a document, 400 pages, which contains these 3 API calls. And if you don't know the name of these 3 API calls, you will end up integrating the HTML form that I showed you. Most of the developers do this one. So the first API call, it's called setExpressCheckout. You send PayPal basic information about your order. What are the basic information? Amount, return URL, because your customer will be redirected back to your site, and order details. And then PayPal will return back to you a token, a session token, and you will redirect your customer with this session token to PayPal. Or in a mobile app, you will open a web view with the PayPal URL plus the token. And then I showed you the user experience. The PayPal user will connect his PayPal account with his email and password. Then PayPal user can choose his funding source, which can be a credit card, bank account, or a local funding source depending on the country. Then user will click on Pay. When the user will click on Pay, PayPal will redirect back your customer to the return URL that you defined on the first API call. When the customer is redirected back to your site, you will make a second API call, which name is getExpressCheckoutDetails. The advantage of this API call is, thanks to this API call, PayPal is sharing user information with you. You will find all the information that you sent with the first API call, which name is, okay, I'm putting here, setExpressCheckout is for you. And then, in addition to that, as PayPal has the user information like email, name, surname, shipping address, PayPal is sharing this information with you too, because these are not sensible information, not financial information, and you can easily make a quicker and a shorter checkout experience with this information. Because as PayPal will share with you, you don't need to ask it again to your customers. At the end, after getExpressCheckout, one important point. Until that moment, get express checkout, there is no payment happened. The user thinks that they click pay and they paid. But you, as a developer, knows that everything happened when you make the third API call, which is called do express checkout. So on the response of do express checkout, you will instantly obtain payment study completed or rejected. So if the study is completed, it means that PayPal transferred the funds from the user PayPal account to your PayPal account. So you can show a thank you page to your customer. So on this stage, this slide, I hope that this makes more sense right now to you. Or if you have any question, you can ask anytime, or you can at the end. Oh, yeah, there is a question.
How long a session of a session token is valid? So how long time until I still can call the do express checkout?
The question, how long the session token is valid? The session token is valid for 3 hours. Okay. If you have any question, you can ask, you can interrupt me anytime, and I try to really book 10 minutes at the end for a question and answer session. And for all questions, as you can imagine, sorry. So, after express checkout, adaptive payments. Most of the idea that I'm hearing from developers and startups is the ideas like marketplaces. They want to provide a platform to service providers or to product providers and to buyers. So it means that they just want to put, for example, I don't know, a marketplace for music. The artists will put their songs and the buyers will buy the artist's songs. Of course, developers, they build a marketplace. They are not doing it for free. They want to take a commission. So how they will do it? They can do it with adaptive payments. We have introduced this product several years ago, especially for developers. It means that we have opened our APIs and we have built mainly 3 API calls: pay, payment details, and refund, to support different payment flows, payment models. What are these models? The first and simple one, there is a sender, which can be buyer, and there is a receiver. So the developer can be the receiver, or the developer can build this application, I'm just saying like that, but for a P2P stuff. So I can develop an application where you will enter an email to send money from your PayPal account. On this case, I am the developer and there are one sender, one receiver. Just an application. This is the simplest model. The other one, chain payment. Like the marketplace example, I can build a marketplace. So there will be some artists who will put their songs, and my buyer will, for example, choose 3 songs from 3 different artists, and the buyer will make a payment. What I will do with the pay API call, I will get my commission as the platform owner, then distribute the money to the artist. So I am the primary receiver and the artists are the secondary receiver. Or we can do parallel payments too. Instead of having someone in the middle, you can distribute directly to the, for example, on my example, on the artist. It means that one buyer can pay at the same time, parallelly, up to 6 sellers or 6 recipients. I don't want to enter into the detail of adaptive payments, but I just wanted to show you an API call of the pay request with HTTP headers and the HTTP request. To show it to you, it's really easy. It's not complicated to build these models. And why I insist on adaptive payments product, because from my discussion with startups and with developers, I think that this is an important product because in general, as a developer, we try to build some platforms to enable the meeting of some sellers and some buyers. This is the pay API call. There is of course this cancel URL and return URL. And this is the API response. This is the pay response. On the same logic than express checkout, when you make a pay API call, on the response you will obtain a pay key. And with this pay key, you will redirect the customer to PayPal. There the customer will authenticate and then will choose the funding source. The user experience stays almost the same for the customer or for the sender of the money on then express checkout. And on this product, adaptive payments, on the adaptive payments, there is another product which may be interesting for you. This is called pre-approval. Is there anyone in the room who knows this product? Okay, I assume like that. This product is important because it will allow you to create a one-click experience for the buyers. Let me explain myself. It is limited to $2,000 and to 1 year. So it has some limitations to avoid any bad usage. The advantage, on the first time you make this API call, pre-approval request, you will obtain a pre-approval key. You will redirect your customer to PayPal. Customer will accept an agreement between you and him or her. But there is no payment happened. This is just an agreement creation on PayPal. So and then customer is redirected back to your platform. What you can do with this pre-approval? With this pre-approval, during 1 year, you can make a server-to-server API call, which is called pay, with the pay key, without redirecting the customer to PayPal, which means that the customer can just say pay on your application and you make a server-to-server API call. There is no more PayPal interface, and if the response is okay, the payment has been done. Let me give you an example on this one. Let's imagine a connected TV. So you have a website that you subscribe your customers to a service in the TV. So you make the pre-approval API call, you obtain pre-approval key, you redirect your customer on the web to PayPal. Your customer connects to PayPal account, accepts the agreement, and he or she is redirected back to your site, and you have a pre-approval key which was activated. As an option, you can ask your customer to create a 4-digit PIN in PayPal site too. So let's imagine that you ask this option too. So the customer created a 4-digit PIN on PayPal. The important points, this pre-approval key and this PIN, they are not sensitive data. So you can keep them, because if another person get them, they cannot use it. Only you with your API credentials, you can use it. So you don't need to be PCI DSS compliant to store this data, because these are not that sensitive data. On your television application, when a buyer wants to buy, now your buyer is subscribed to your service, but he didn't do any payment. On the television, on your television application, when the customer wants to buy something, you will ask this PIN, which is easy to type with the, with this telecommand, with the television stuff. Remote control. Thank you very much. You saved my life. He saved my life. With the remote control, 4-digit PIN, and then magic happens, because you don't need to show any PayPal user interface, you need to just make it clear that this customer is paying. You will make a server-to-server API call, pay, with the pay key, and if the response is okay, you will enable the content on the television. So this is one-click payment experience that everyone can build in any platform. Because of that, this product for me is really interesting. We can do a lot of stuff. We can imagine a lot of stuff. This TV example, it's live in Spain, I think. And in some marketplaces, it's live too. So I wanted to talk to you. If you have any questions, of course, at the end you can ask. But afterwards, don't hesitate to tweet me, email me to use this product too. I think that it's really a cool product. So, of course.
How does PayPal to manage the security of these pre-approval payments? In other words, how PayPal do a good clearance to a developer? Because if you are a malicious...
Okay, of course. When you use adaptive payments, you can start to use adaptive payments in our sandbox test environment right now. But when you will finish your development, you need to submit your app into the PayPal. So PayPal will review your app. In general, it takes 1 or 2 weeks. PayPal will review your app idea to say that, okay, I approve this usage, and then PayPal will provide you an API key. Then you can go live. So it means that all the developers who are using this product, their idea, their implementation will be reviewed by PayPal. And afterwards, of course, the API call, this is the regular security for PayPal. As I promised, one question, one headset. So until now, I hope that the things that I explained made a little bit sense, I hope. And 2 weeks ago, in the United States, my big boss has announced the new developer site. We have launched a new developer site for you because we knew that with the time being, we missed some of the stuff, and we heard a lot of good and bad feedback from our developers. So we really worked hard to make a new developer site with RESTful APIs and a new mobile SDK that you can integrate easily to your smartphone application. Mobile SDK is only for the moment iOS, but it will support soon the other platforms too. With these new tools, it becomes even easier and faster to integrate PayPal. So, on this presentation, there should be a bad news, no? The bad news, this one is only available in the US for the moment. But I promise you, it will come to Europe. Really, very soon. We work hard to make it come as soon as possible to Europe too. And it will come. I cannot tell you any dates. Just to show you that, right now on our new developer site, you can connect and you can start to play with them, but you cannot go live in Italy. But just to show you, there are some Ruby, PHP, Java, C#, CURL examples. Our documentation is better organized. And I want to show you a last video with our, credit card accepting dongle and a check-in API, which is coming to Europe slowly. It has started in UK, but it will come. Just to show you the stuff that you can build with the dongle and with the APIs. A quick video of my big boss in South by Southwest.
So I'm here at South by Southwest, and the best way to get around South by Southwest is by pedicab. Of course, I don't carry cash, so I want to pay the pedicab with my card. So I'd like to pay by card, please. Very good. So what we're using here is a PayPal Here device on an iPhone, and they're going to charge my credit card using PayPal. And this basically will allow me to make a payment for this pedicab straight out my car, get my receipt through email or text message, and get going around South by Southwest.
Sign, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good time.
And now I'm hungry. So while I was in the pedicab, what I did is I checked in with my PayPal app into Wahoo's Fish Tacos. So I'm going to get a taco now. Can I get a taco, please? Sure. So what's happening here is, because I checked in the minicab, Fabian here can see my face on his cell phone. So he can see that I'm checked in, that's me.
That's you.
And he can charge me for my taco. So no getting my wallet out, no getting my card out, I'm ready to go.
Payment complete, you're all set, man.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Cheers.
So we have launched the chip and pin version in UK, and hopefully it will come soon in Italy too. This is just to show you this check-in API and the future of payments. When I say future of payments, it's happening right now in Australia, in US, in UK, and in Canada, in different countries. And very soon it will happen in Italy too. So, grazie mille. I hope that it wasn't too boring, and right now it's your questions. Any questions? You got on already too. I don't give you. Okay, of course.
Can we use the REST API for direct card payment without PayPal? Can I use the REST API for card payment?
For the moment, RESTful APIs is designed to process direct card payments too, but I don't know which features will be available in Europe for the moment. In US, yes, but I don't know which part of the features will be available in Europe. I don't know if it will be available 100% or not.
What about JavaScript?
JavaScript? Yeah. On GitHub, you can already find some JavaScript PayPal buttons.
I mean, the REST API, it does work with Ruby, PHP, Java. What about JavaScript? I want to use JavaScript.
I think that it works with JavaScript too. You can make it work with any language. Normally, it's designed to make work with any language. There were another question.
Wait for the question. Well, there are some scenarios in which you want, for instance, a car rental, in which you want to block some amount before, some fixed amount before the service, and then to actually charge the exact amount after the service. Is it possible to do it with this API?
We are talking about authorization capture, I think, like credit card. So on Express Checkout, you can make an authorization. It means that you will block the funds on the funding source of the customer. Then, during 29 days, you can capture the funds with another API call, backend API call, which is called do capture. The important point, you can capture the funds during 29 days, but the capture is not guaranteed. So you need to be sure before shipping the items, for example, to capture the funds, and if the response is okay of the API call, then you ship your goods. Okay? So I forgot to repeat the question, I'm sorry. I cannot hear you, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear, I'm sorry. The data from? Yes. Yeah, the data, that email, name, surname, everything. No, it's stored on the server, and we will get credit card numbers, everything. No, we don't share with you. so because of that, don't think about it where it's stored. It's really important for us that we don't share any financial information with the merchants or with the developers. When a customer links a credit card, it's only between customer and PayPal, and we don't store it in the mobile device, of course. We store it in the server, and we don't share any financial information. So when a user will make a payment to you, You won't know if this user used his PayPal balance, his credit card, his bank account. You will just only see a PayPal payment. Thanks to this one, the customer, for the PayPal user, the most important thing is the security. When you ask them PayPal, they say security, which is an advantage for startup and for developers, because we have launched. I tried to launch some application or sites. When a customer does not know the name of your site, they will hesitate a lot during the payment. But if they know the brand PayPal, and hopefully they know it, so they will hesitate less to make you a payment, because they say, okay, I can try this service, which is a new service, because I know PayPal. No bad things will happen. Because of that, the security is really important.
On the last video, we see the person, he is recognized by the face.
By the photo, yes.
But how do you know? How do you associate the face and the data and the credit card? I mean,
before that, on the video, maybe the question is how we associate with the photo and the information, how we use the photo, because the merchant just see the photo on his screen. Maybe the part that we didn't see very well, John, he checked into this merchant. We'll introduce in Italy too, in your PayPal application, there will be a new tab which is called Local. When you click to Local, you will see all the merchants around you, physically around you, who accept PayPal. So you will choose one, you will say check-in, which means that you accept to make a payment to this merchant. And merchants on their application, which is a merchant application, they will see the photo of the customers who are into the shop. And then when I will make a payment, he asks me, okay, 10 euro, this is your photo. He recognizes me on the photo and me face to face, and he will make a payment.
I see a picture of my face through the internet, or
on the application, you can take your picture and PayPal will store it with the other personal information in your photo. And the merchant has always the possibility, if he say that, no, I don't recognize you, this is not your photo, they say, no, I don't want to accept like this one, just pay it with another payment method.
Okay.
I think that last question, afterwards I will be on PayPal booth, because there are some other people for the other session, they are coming. If a customer doesn't have a PayPal account in all except pre-approval, they can pay with their credit card, or during the checkout flow, like pre-approval, they can create a PayPal account by giving the credit card information, their billing address information, and password. No, they won't be blocked. Thank you a lot, and hope to see you soon. Don't hesitate to email me for any question. Have a great day.
Codemotion.